were able to remove 2 people from the water. One individual refused service and refused transport. Essentially, that person was not injured. However, there was another individual that's been transported to a local trauma center that is in very serious condition. We are still very much in an active search and rescue posture at this point, and we will continue to be for some time. We have a large area that we have to search. This includes on the surface of the water, subsurface, as well as on the deck of the ship itself.
The bridge is a 3-span structure, a continuous structure made of steel and with trussing that supports the deck that the cars drive along. But the key point here is that it's a continuous structure, and that means that it is not split at the intermediate piers that cross the navigation channel.
Because it was one continuous construction, it all fell in sort of pretty much together, isn't it, rather than specific sections falling in?
I don't think it's a question of more or less dangerous. It's more about the design decisions that feed into why that has been selected. There are lots of very good reasons why you would have a continuous structure. It's significantly more efficient in terms of material use, and it may well have suited their construction methods at the time. I think the discussion really should be around the vulnerability of the pier, the support structure underneath the bridge, which obviously on impact has failed and led to a sort of cascading structural failure through the entire structure.
What's actually happened, if you're to describe it?
So and we're speculating based on images and videos that we've all seen, but based on that, it looks like either a navigation failure or a failure in the ship has meant that it has veered off course. Normally, it would obviously directly go between the 2 piers down the navigation channel, but it has directly impacted one of those piers in the water. That has apparently caused a failure of that pier and pushing the superstructure, the top part of the bridge, off its bearings, and then leading quite quickly to quite a catastrophic collapse. And sadly, it sounds like there were people on the bridge at the time who are being hopefully rescued. And we think of the first responders at this moment in what seems to be freezing cold Baltimore waters.
Construction work going on apparently on the bridge. Luckily it was quiet in terms of traffic, but that doesn't make it any less tragic. And then the ship below obviously sustaining damage as well. I mean, how unusual is this event? Is this kind of a once in a generation event? Is this a common event? Are there certain fragilities to this type of bridge where we might expect this to happen, or perhaps potentially safety procedures not followed?
It's certainly very unusual, incredibly rare coincidence and combination of events has led to this, and it's certainly the first time I've seen footage like this of such a large collapse. There were collapses previously in the early 70s in California, and which is about the same time that this bridge was built. But in the 50 years since, there haven't been significant impacts such as this, and partly that's because bridge engineering has learned and moved on, and now ship impact is a huge part of the design of structures of this type, and particularly over busy navigation channels. We really do think and risk assess what ships might be using the channel and what the impacts of failure of navigation of those ships will be on the wider structure, trying to ensure robustness in this kind of situation.